Hello, Premodern fans, and welcome to the Sustainers of the Realm YouTube channel. Today, we've got an episode from our Burgundy Brook Meetup series. This is Junk Reaver versus Trinity Green. Let's get into these decks and see what they're about. Junk Reaver is a deck that is near and dear to my heart. It focuses on Armadillo cloaking up your Flesh Reaver to completely erase its downside and just to go in and bash face. In this deck, I've included other efficient threats, including Sarcomancy, Hidden Gibbons, Call of the Herd, and to protect it, I've got a couple Sylvan Safekeepers and some Hand Disruption. Mox Diamonds are there to speed it up, as you will see. Trinity Green is an elf deck that originates from the early 2000s standard meta. That was built to beat Replenish. It uses Tangle Wires and Plow Unders to disrupt the opponent, keep them off their mana, and does that quickly with elves, while using either Skyshroud Poachers or their efficient mana to get out deranged hermits very quickly. Manny's added in survivals here to make it a little more toolboxy, and Squeak can generate some advantage for him. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into these games. On the left, in the blue sleeves, we have Nick on Junk Reaver. On the right, in the gold sleeves, we have Manny on Trinity Green. Yes, both of these guys have already mulliganed, so they are now shuffling out, cutting, and they will put on top. You can hear in the background the musical stylings of the Burgundy Brook Cafe Entertainment. That is none other than Aurora Valkyrie. You can find her on Instagram, aurora.valkyrie, Valkyrie. And it looks like both of them are going to keep. They are showing you what you got. It plays a full art Llanowar Wastes, which many people would say about them. And a Sylvan Safekeeper. Passes turn. Manny's to drop a forest, say go. Not the best start. There's a Plains. He's going to pay 1 for black, pay 1 life for the Llanowar Wastes, and drop a Flesh Reaver. This card is a 4/4 for 2. For all the damage that it deals back to its controller. That creates 2 damage triggers, which is where the lifelink really helps. Alright, Manny's going to drop a Wall of Roots and say go. Wall of Roots is really good with Survival of the Fittest, so he's added it to this deck here. And here he goes, he's going to suit up his Flesh Reaver with the Armadillo Cloak. That gives it +2/+2, trample, and lifelink. So he's going to add 6 life to his total. That's 6 damage to him, 6 damage to his opponent, and each of those lifelinks trigger on that. Now Manny's going to make a mistake here. He's trying to survival without survival on the board.
So I was like, what are you doing in that thing? I have it in my hand, so I'm like...
He does have it in his hand, and he will play it out soon. Here's a Thin-Torn Elves and a Survival of the Fittest coming from Manny.
Alright, now
And he's going to pass the turn.
Yeah, I'm done.
Plays a Forest. Swinging in for 6 trample damage. Manny takes it, goes to 8.
7.
Nick's trying to figure out the math here. Pretty sure he makes a mistake and goes 1 up above when he should here.
Yeah, it does. Not natively, though. Go ahead. No. Eternal survival.
And Manny survivals at the end of turn. He discards his Masticore. got quite a few different targets in here. Let's see what he gets. That's an Antuco Vigilante.
Antuco Vigilante.
It's a morph creature. When it flips, he can destroy an artifact or enchantment. Looks like he's going for the Armadillo Cloak here. And he pays 3 mana, plays the Vigilante. Oh, yeah, the Vigilante morphed face down. And Nick is going to respond with a Smother. Morphed creature's converted mana cost is 0 when it is face down, so that will be a legal target.
Yep. Go.
Nick draws a Wax Wayne with Manny at 7 life. Comes in for 6 trample. Manny decides to take it, go to 1. That was a mistake. Goes on to game 2. These guys are not sideboarding. These are just going to be a quick series of game 1s because it's a meetup and it's casual.
It's probably the only time it's going to work.
Honestly, Nick doesn't even have a sideboard for this deck yet.
Got there.
I feel like having that safekeeper is good.
Yeah, quick start for Nick. Manny just couldn't get off the ground with his survival engine quick enough before that pressure from the Flesh Reaver came down.
It's almost time for LobsterCon.
He also seemed to have all the answers at the right time here.
Not that close.
If that Vigilante had popped the Dillo Cloak, that probably could have slowed down the game quite a bit.
I have some you can borrow.
He would have had blockers, chump blockers for the Reaver. Would have stopped Nick from attacking because he would have been taking his own damage from the Reaver.
5 Italian Renaissance.
And then Manny would have started pouring on the threats.
You can use the Italian Renaissance.
Yeah, this really is a matchup where if it goes long, Trinity's going to take it. If Reaver can't get in short, can't get an aggressive threat on the board that sticks, it's in trouble.
Yeah, I think I have gold border.
Yeah, I'm still in the 3 color. And I'm still got forks. I haven't ordered the scavenger phone or the other things, so I'm still thinking about that version.
Great. Here we go.
Should we have
Shuffling
sideboard?
up.
Oh, well, you probably don't even have sideboard. No.
I mean, I can pull from other
Nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll keep this.
It's a little land shy.
Kind of not great.
Manny's got another slow start here with no turn 1 mana elf.
I'm going to discard a Caves of Koilos.
Nick's going to discard a Caves of Koilos to put down a Mox Diamond. And then put out that Flesh Reaver turn 1. Here it comes.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
Manny drops a port. And on upkeep, ports the forest. Nick draws a Caves of Koilos, immediately slaps it down. He's going to tap for a black and a colorless, play some hand disruption here. It's a Mesmeric Fiend. When it comes into play, he can take any non-land card from the opponent's hand, and he's got to put it back if the Mesmeric Fiend leaves play. He's going to take the Tangle Wire here. He's going to just slide it right under the Mesmeric Fiend. And then we're coming in suicide style. Try to get that life total down. I believe Nick does have the Armadillo Cloak in hand, and he is just being kept off it by that Rashad Port. He's tapping down the forest again.
Tap the forest.
Still
And I see 2 Dillo Cloaks, 1 foil in his hand. And he's also got another Mesmeric Fiend. He's trying to make sure he doesn't get disrupted, and if he draws that other land, he won't be tapping it to Tangle Wire or
Oh, you're bringing under him. Okay.
or letting Manny get off the ground with a survival of the fittest. Looks like that's what he took with the second Fiend. And he comes in for 6. Oh, check that, 5.
Done.
Alright, yep, go ahead.
Alright, Manny dropping a mana elf, Findhorn.
Good. Tap force.
And porting down that forest again. Nick draws a Rancor. Pays a green for the Rancor. Puts it on his Mesmeric Fiend. And then comes in for 8. Looks like he's trying to spread out the power on the board. Going wide.
No block.
I'll take 4.
Also probably trying to reduce the burden of that Flesh Reaver, because it does not have lifelink.
He just has to be a green for
Maybe dropping a Cradle. Paying 5. And he's plowing onto those lands. Nick thinks it's his choice, but thinks it's Manny's choice, but it's really his. And puts the forest on top. Quetzalcoatl second. And Manny picks up. That's game. This was a good series. Very quick series of Junk Reaver versus Trinity Green. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. We will be coming out with more.
Yeah. Color fixing, your shit happens earlier.